Hi everyone and welcome back to the Work and Study Smarter series with me, Faith B, where I help you to boost your productivity and achieve more with less stress. So in today's episode, in today's video, we're going to be tackling something that we all deal with, procrastination. So before we actually delve into the strategies to tackle procrastination, I want to speak a little bit about what procrastination is. Procrastination is something that we've either dealt with, we're dealing with, or that we or something that we need strategies to deal with as well. So let's talk about that. So procrastination isn't just laziness. Let's talk about the psychology of procrastination. It's not just about being lazy. Procrastination is often linked to stress, anxiety, or even a fear of failure. Understanding this is the first step to tackle it, because I always say that, when a doctor is diagnosing someone with something, they have to understand the symptoms before they can actually diagnose you with something. They have to look at these symptoms that you have in order to diagnose you correctly. And so when we procrastinate, it's usually actually because our brain prioritizes short-term rewards over long-term goals. And so procrastination, as I said, is more than laziness, and it's something that we should definitely understand in order to tackle. Now, I just want to say as well, welcome all of you to the Faith Brother Insights channel. If you're new here, please do subscribe, please do follow, so you can stay up to date with all of the episodes that we will release. This particular playlist, this particular series is released every 2 weeks. So in the week that there isn't a Work and Study Smarter series, there will be a podcast episode, and then vice versa. And so here we are, and the Work and Study Smarter series is what it says. It's to boost your productivity with me, Faith B. So let's now delve into strategy number 1, which is the Pomodoro Technique, which was created by Francesco Carrillo to actually have a way to have positive reward systems in terms of time management, note-taking as well. So what the Pomodoro method actually does, it breaks down time strategically to help you feel less stressed, to help you feel less anxious, and to manage your workflow, because ultimately your output is reflected by your input. And so it's really important that what you are inputting in a comfortable manner, and that you are not stressing yourself. Because one thing I always emphasize to students who I give talks to, or students who I mentor, students I tutor, is that you must put yourself first. Your well-being is important, and it is okay not to be okay. So just to pivot here, if anyone is struggling with mental health issues, please do reach out to your relevant teams. Please do reach out to your well-being officers, to your support officers, to your pastoral care. Please do reach out to all of those who are assigned, and we are here for you as well in terms of providing really on the ground tips and strategies in terms of dealing with mental health, and dealing with stress, dealing with imposter syndrome, dealing with burnout. So please do continue to watch these videos, because what we also do in terms of our events as well, we do bring in relevant medical professionals to give and share their perspective. So let's just pivot here slightly and speak about that. So in September last year, we had our first event, and we had Dr. Dominique Thompson. She was our main speaker, and she's a qualified GP and best-selling author. And then even this year we had Dr. Danielle Gray, a psychologist, former NHS psychologist, now private psychologist, who spoke about her journey, spoke about how the Purple House clinics can benefit. And indeed, the NHS is also able to offer free support in terms of mental health, as is your institution of learning, as is your workplace, as is your college, as is your school. So please do reach out, but please do stay tuned for us as well, because I will be preparing a series of mental health events. So let's get back to the Pomodoro method. So this is focusing on short focused bursts, usually 25 minutes of work followed by a 5-minute break. Now why? Well, because this helps your brain stay fresh, focused, and re-energized. So I'm now going to actually show you the Pomodoro method. I'm going to share my screen, and I tried to do this earlier on today, but my laptop crashed, so God willing it will actually work. I'm going to show you an app called PomoFocus. PomoFocus, it's a website. Let me show you PomoFocus. I want to share my screen, everyone. So I'm going to move slightly to the right, because it's going to put me in a quadrant in a bit. So Pomofocus is a software that actually helps us to understand the Pomodoro method. And so I find this really, really interesting. I find it important because, as you can see here, you have 25 minutes, 4 times. And then once you finish your 4 sessions, you then have a short break, which is 5 minutes. And then you have a long break, which is 15 minutes. Now, the relevance and the importance of this is a very salient method to adapt. Now, the reason it's so important, it's so crucial, is because this particular method is often available on free websites as well for you to actually try out the method. So unlike other note-taking techniques, this technique is free. I know that obviously I do love the Cornell method, which is good, but in terms of something that is free that you can access online, I know for a fact that you have the Pomofocus, you have liveat.io. So let's just do a quick demonstration. So let's say, for example, we know that the Pomodoro method is comprised of 4 different quadrants. So let me take my example, and on this website as well, which is pomofocus.io, you actually have a little bit of a breakdown about the basic features of this particular website in terms of estimated finish time, as you can see here on the screen, in terms of adding templates, visual reports, so you can see how much you're actually studying per week, per day, and per month, and also custom settings, which is really important in terms of choosing the alarm sounds that work for you, because ultimately our brains and our bodies react differently to different sounds, and so it's really, really important in terms of our auditory senses as well. So let's now talk about, let me show you a demonstration. So let's say I'm taking law, as I am an aspiring barrister. Let me break it down to 4 example tasks. So contract law, I want to do it in capitals, contract law. Okay, that's going to be 1 Pomodoro. Public law, criminal law, and finally tort law. So as you can see on the screen, I have the breakdown of the 4 Pomodoros. As you can see, contract, public, and tort law. So if I just delete this one, as you can see, it's saying to me now, because I'm recording this video at approximately 3:22, it's saying to me, if I just go straight and do the 25 minutes, no breaks, I will finish in 1.9 hours at 5:17. However, if I have the breaks, I will then finish at 5:22. So as you can see, I'll finish at 5:22. Why? Because I've said here that I will do 1 Pomodoro, for example. I'll do, so I'm estimating, it's not actual, I'm estimating 1 Pomodoro. If I estimated 2 Pomodoros, as you can see, it would change the time. So let's just decrease that. And then finally, with the long break as well at the end, I will finish at 5:33. So not only does this tool actually summarize for you in a very coherent and clear manner the Pomodoro method, and it gives you kind of tips about how to use the website, but additionally it actually breaks down how long you'll be sat here, how long you'll be studying. So for example, if you want to go and plan to go out with friends, hang out with family and loved ones, or if you want to do your hobbies, or if you have other things to do like going to work and you have to study for your exams or study for your course in general, you now know how long you're going to be sat here. You now know how long you need to sit here, and how and you'll also know as well when you can plan to do your hobbies, and that is a benefit of this particular website as well, but also principally the benefit of the Pomodoro method. So that is the Pomodoro method, and just finally really try it out. Set a timer for 25 minutes, get to work on just 1 task. It doesn't have to be academic. The Pomodoro method is versatile. After the timer goes off, take a short break, stand up, stretch, maybe grab some water, and then dive back in for another session. I always have a bottle of water with me. I always encourage students, if you're studying, get out the house. Even if you don't have a garden, just walk around your local area, go somewhere else and just get some fresh air. Even if you don't have a garden, even if you just open up your window, even if you can just go downstairs, even if you're in a bungalow, just walk around that particular area. So it's really, really about just kind of utilizing your space as well. So that is the Pomodoro method demonstrated through the app there. So I'm going to stop sharing now. It'll come back to full screen. So that is the link, and the link, as I said, I recommended there in that context is the Pomo, so P-O-M-O Focus Focus.io, and that is a website that I would definitely recommend in terms of tapping into the Pomodoro method and really being able to understand it. But I just want to conclude this kind of section of the Pomodoro method with really referencing one of my favorite websites. It's not sponsored, but I just wanted to just share it as well. Now that is the Life at Spaces. So the Life at Spaces, I just want to take it off of there and just make sure it's on here. Life at Spaces is basically I'll use the words that they use to describe their own platform. It is an immersive workspace for deep focus, task management, and it really helps you to experience productivity and mental well-being. It includes to-do lists, Pomodoro timers, virtual spaces, and co-working. Now, some of these features are the pro features. However, you do get the opportunity to invite other people. You do have the opportunity to have different simulations. For example, simulations if it's raining, simulations if other things like that as well. So it's really, really important that you are aware of what is on offer. So you can just head to liveat.io, and that will take you to this page, which I will just hopefully show you, providing that tech doesn't have a breakdown. So this is the live at space, as you can see here. I want to go back. It starts off like this. You click onto this. It shows you the front page, as you can see, supercharge your next focus session, and then it takes you into this, and you can see at the top right, it says Faith Room. As you can see here, I have my favorite, I have my timer. As you can see, that's my timer, my short break, my long break. You can really flexibilize it there. It's very flexible in terms of how long a break you want to take. And it is a method that I do teach my students, a method I always talk about, and I let them know what is on offer. And so that is the Pomodoro method. So if you have any comments or any questions, if you tried it out, let me know your thoughts and comment down below. Strategy number 2 is the 2-minute rule. It does what it says, it's 2 minutes. However, the idea is simple. So if a task will take 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. Don't let those tasks build up into a mountain of stress. So I think that's really, really important. So really optimizing your time. For example, if I have to do a task where I'm organizing my calendar and I write down on a notepad a list of the things I have to do, I know that will probably take me about 2 minutes. So what I will then just do is quickly do quick fire tasks. Checking my emails is very quick for me. Responding to a few emails is very quick for me. So certain things like that, I am then, even if I have to view my timetable for university, that's quick. So anything that for yourself, again, it is subjective, but answering emails, organizing notes, that is a general kind of theme where that's a general focus where that's the idea of the 2-minute rule, very simple tasks. But again, it's about finding yourself, because by clearing these small tasks straight away, you free up mental space for the bigger projects. Now let's talk about staying focused for longer periods. Here are a few productivity hacks that can help you stay in the zone. So use a do not disturb feature on your devices. So avoid distractions from social media and messages. So I know on Apple devices, because I have Apple devices, you can have a focus mode. So the focus mode here actually says where it's actually on do not disturb. Mine's on do not disturb right now because I'm recording a video. So you can have do not disturb, or you can have different focus methods. You can choose for the duration, for an hour, or if you have calendar events, you can say until the end of this event I will be on do not disturb mode. Obviously, you might want to let people know in case they want to contact you as well, in case you've got, what I'd say is, well, in that point, don't put do not disturb on if you have like an important meeting or an interview or something that you have to get to. What you can do, you can time the do not disturb to make sure that you are out of that kind of mode, that focus mode, in time for your other events as well, which is really, really important. So that is that. Number 2 is break big tasks into smaller manageable chunks, because this helps prevent you being overwhelmed. So I think that's really important, because let's say you've got a dissertation and it's 10,000 words. You're not going to attempt to write 10,000 words in one day, because part of having a dissertation and undertaking a dissertation is actually the process of research. Research cannot be overlooked. Research is key because it helps you to understand your key deliverables, helps you to understand your variables, your control variables, your independent variables, and so on and so forth. And your dependent variables. It helps you to understand what's going on and what you need to prepare, and also helps you understand what the project is about. And I can relate to this because while I was reading politics at King's, I did a dissertation which is on the Haitian indemnity controversy, and I spoke about that and I wrote about that and I did some research on that, but it had to be really structured research, so I broke that dissertation task into manageable chunks. Number 3, create a reward system for completing tasks. It's something that I said earlier in terms of the Pomodoro method, really having key deliverables and having a system of reward. So I'd say, for example, it might be taking a snack break. It might be tuning into your favourite Netflix or Prime series or your Now TV series, or however you get your series, Apple TV, whatever it may be. It's actually just tuning in and watching your favorite show. And so really taking a short break, and that's why I really recommend the Pomodoro method, because that inadvertently gives you the option, because it's literally part of the structure. So rather than me taking out time and studying for an hour, I already have it built in, because it's 25 minutes and then a break. And going back to the Pomodoro Focus, that is another opportunity, another way of really being managed and managing your studies and managing your output based on your input. But again, as I said, taking breaks is key, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Remember that you are human, that you need to take time to physically and emotionally get yourself back to where you need to be as well. And final tips. This is a very brief video. Final tips and wrap up. Remember that beating procrastination is a process. It takes time and effort, but the more you practice these techniques, the easier it gets. Start small, be consistent, and you'll see results. So those are my tips, everyone. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more tips on working and studying smarter. Also, let me know in the comments which of these strategies you're going to try first. So before I end this video, I'm just going to go through Pomodoro Focus again and just show you, again, a couple of links and show you how you can get in touch with us. So again, just recommending Pomodoro Focus, just for all of those, just a quick reminder. Pomodoro Focus, do have a look at this app, because it's very, very useful. It helps you to manage your workflow, and it really helps you to be organized, which I think is really, really important. What's that? So that's that. So as I said, please look at Pomodoro Focus. This isn't sponsored. These are just websites that I've come across that I think could be of value. Looking at Life At as well. You can see lifeat.io. It's a free app. Yes, there are pro features, but it's free. And finally, if you'd like to stay in contact with us, this is where we are, because you're actually watching through YouTube now. Do subscribe, and I'll teach you how to navigate, so you can go straight to playlists, scroll down, and you can find the Work and Study Smarter series, and move that. Boosting your productivity. So as you can see here, we have several. This was last week's video on mastering time management, prioritizing like a pro, and in the next couple of weeks, we'll be going through more things as well. So I just want to conclude by saying the next episode we will be on study techniques that actually work. So I'm going to be diving into proven study techniques such as active recall, spaced repetition, and mind mapping, and I'll be sharing how students and young people and anyone really from any age bracket can effectively create study routines that optimize memory retention and understanding. So as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next 2 weeks. This has been the Work and Study Smarter series, boosting your productivity with Faith B. Bye everyone.